is no spring to have something special. Nothing is enough to live. There is no spring to have something special. Nothing is enough to live. Run it today, don't this is today you can be today.
All right, we are live on KEXP at home. My name is Larry Mizell Jr., host of the afternoon show, and I'm proud to be here with Drinking Boys and Girls Choir. What's happening, y'all?
Hello, we are Drinking Boys and Girls
you.
Choir. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's such a badass session. I love it. You guys, your sound is fantastic. Makes me want to jump on a skateboard and break my neck. Thank you so much.
Don't break your leg.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Please introduce yourselves.
Yes, I'm Mina, and I'm bassist of the Drinking Boys and Girls Choir, and we live in Daegu, in South Korea. Yeah.
My name is Myungjin, and you can call me MJ. I am drummer in Drinking Boys and Girls Choir, and I live in Daegu too.
My name is Jungwon. I play the guitar. I'm living Seoul.
Okay. Right on. I had seen you guys talking about how you wanted to stay based in Daegu, and it was important to you to kind of help foster a scene there. How important is that to you? and why?
Actually, MJ and I lived in Seoul just 1 year, and we tried to move to Seoul when we was young. I mean, we were young, but it was not easy to make a new relationship in new city, and that is really hard to live in Seoul. So we just back to Daegu, and after few years after we back to Daegu, and we make the drinking boys and girls choir. That means in living in another city is really hard to live because Seoul cost is really expensive and too many people is there. So it's really not easy to that. So we are just want to stay in Daegu. And maybe MJ think about another ways.
Yeah, it's like afraid of adapting a new environment without any stable foundation. And I think we have very good transportation right now, so we don't need to move to Seoul. And I'm very honored that Daegu-based band like us inspires other local bands. And it makes me very proud ourselves. And I hope other local bands will play worldwide and other cities to get more more audience, and we can grow together.
Right on. That's fantastic. Does the distance make it tough for the three of you to get together?
Not much.
Great. Awesome.
Actually, Jungwon
I
Jung lives Seoul, so
So,
we get he come to Daegu and play together and have gigs or practice. That's not that bad, right?
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah.
right on.
I'm not sure.
Your new album, your second full length, is called Marriage License.
yes.
I was just wondering, what's the meaning behind the title?
When we make this album, I read some books about discrimination prohibit law and same-sex marriage. And I was so into that. So the marriage license, the words popped up in my head. So I used.
Yeah, in Korea, same-sex marriage is not allowed. It's a law. So, yeah, actually, the law doesn't have to prove something, but so it is makes sense. So, yeah, we want to talking about the same-sex marriage is not that's something wrong. So we just use the marriage license.
Gotcha. That's so interesting that's a commentary on that law, and I think it's interesting that you guys live in what's said to be one of the more conservative cities in South Korea. Has that made it difficult for you to make the kind of music that you do?
No, if we live another city or if we live like an open city, I think I never be in punk band. Yeah, conservative city makes me be in punk band because when I grow up with conservative parents and conservative environment, so yeah, when I was growing up, I felt angry every time. Yeah, so yeah, that is really important to me. Inspired making song in conservative environment really makes me really like our songs. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Gives you something, to rebel against Otherwise, you might not be as inspired to do it.
Yeah.
MJ, I don't know if you had anything to add. Looked like you had something you wanted to say.
Actually, my family wasn't that conservative, maybe, except my grandma. But I was kind of promising oldest child when I growing up. So I think it makes me feel maybe hard in my mind. So same as Mina, it makes me do a punk band, maybe.
Right on. Well, let's get into more of your fantastic music right now. Speaking of this fantastic punk band, Drinking Boys and Girls Choir, let's get back into it. This is live on KEXP at home. All right. We are live on KEXP at home with Drinking Boys and Girls Choir. So awesome. You guys are really rocking out here. Really appreciate it. Where did you film that video?
It was shoot in Platform Chang-dong in Seoul.
Okay, so you did have to go to Seoul to film it.
Yeah, we performed it there in April in this year. So when we got an email from KEXP, we had to list where can we good quality recording, and actually I want to play like a audience in front of me. Feel like it makes sense. Anyway, so
Yeah, like a real show. Yeah.
I played like a real show, so we picked the platform Chang-dong, and because there is our cooperation cooperation company, and there are really cool cultural complex place. So and their engineer and their staff is really so kind, and we just choose there.
Excellent. Right on. I read a story about you guys touring in Indonesia in 2018. And something happened and the police locked everybody in the venue and lectured you guys about drugs and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 2 times.
2 times that happened.
Right.
Wow. Like on different shows?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
At first show that was Surabaya.
Surabaya, right.
Yeah, Surabaya, and some audience used the drugs. So their host of the venue, he called the police, and police locked all of musicians and all of audience. Yeah, and we just sit down in the
Wait.
venue, and we had to wait until it released to us. So maybe more than 1 hour. Yeah, we just sit down and.
I felt it was over 2 hours or 3
Really?
hours.
I mean, that's longer than your show would be, you know?
Right.
Yes.
We couldn't understand any Indonesian, so we was terrified that we didn't have visa about perform, because it was just DIY tour, so we thought we didn't need to that. So it was terrified. I found Korean ambassador's number.
Yeah. Even we didn't bring our instrumental that we shared with the Saturday night karaoke. Yeah. I didn't bring my bass. Yeah.
Okay.
I only had sticks.
Travel light.
Yeah.
That experience and the fact that you've got a song, I love this song in the video, National Police stuff, we'll say.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a lot of run-ins with the cops like that?
It was from my friend's experience.
Oh, okay.
In
happened?
USA.
My friend was US. He was in US and he was studying. One time he was traveling with his car, and I thought he cut the speed limit maybe, and the police chased him, and he went to some community center to hide.
Oh, wow.
And the police was waiting for him in front of the community center, and he caught and he begged like it was about my down there problem.
Wow.
National Police was made by that experience, but we mixed up with our prohibited environment about skateboarding or punk rock, loud music. That's the story of the National Police.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, don't you guys get in any high-speed chases with the police anytime? I don't want to hear about that happening to y'all.
My safety is the important.
Right on. I'm curious, who were the, like each of you, who were the bands and the musicians that you saw that you were like, I can do that. I want to do that. I want to be in a band and make that kind of music?
In Korea, some really famous punk band is in Korea. They named Crying Nut and No Brain and Lesbon. Yeah, when we were really young, they were really famous, and we really influenced it from them. But when I was 20, I saw the Africans show that bands, metal hard rock bands in Daegu, they are really famous in Daegu, and a drummer, he played during middle of the show. The drummer stand up and he smashed the drums. So, that is it. I have to play drum. I have to be in band. So yeah, the Africa, the hard rock band in Daegu, he makes me be in band.
Right on.
정훈?
When I was young, I have no
Listen
dream.
to the radio.
Yeah. I have no dream, but I hear some song on radio. It's called Elegant and Marry Me. And that I hear that song, I think I want to be a band. And that time I was play guitar, and I was be a band. That thing.
Right on.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad for that inspiration because you really shred and you all really get down. You guys are fantastic. I would love to see you in this room at some point here in Seattle if you ever get over to the U.S. But let's get back to the rest of your session and some more music from the Drinking Boys and Girls Choir right here on KEXP.
속삭이는 내 눈동자 말하지 않아도 알 수 있어 지나가는 바람결에 내게 전해 줬으니까 Let's dance! 린다 린다! 린다 린다! 린다 린다!
All right. We are live on KEXP at home. I'm here with Drinking Boys and Girls Choir straight out of Daegu. Fantastic session. Thank you for representing, and thank you for your words and your energy and all of that. Really, really appreciate you. Reading some of the translations of your lyrics, you guys are, there's so much energy, and I'm really inspired by how determined, and optimistic, hopeful you sound, even though there's a lot of anger and frustration. What is it that keeps you, want to keep pushing on like that and not just become jaded?
We talked about earlier about this. The way the word works keeps making us songs, I think. So frustrating, and we have to live with wishes. It makes us make songs.
Yeah, and we lost a lot of our friends, and yes, we lost our many friends. So I want to say, anyway, we have to keep alive. So that is really main
Main theme of our music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep alive is really
Of
important.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a message that, transcends language and culture, everything. Everybody needs to keep close to their heart.
Yeah.
So thank you for representing that and bringing your music to us. And I'm really excited to see everybody's reaction to this session. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
next
having us.
time. Yeah,
My
next
pleasure.
time I'm really hope to meet in person in Seattle.
I hope so too. Right on. Well, I'll see y'all then, okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. This is live on KEXP at home, Drinking Boys and Girls Choir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. This is KEXP. Discover new music at kexp.org.